Hey, welcome to this explainer. So have you ever looked at the phone in your hand or, I don't know, the cup of coffee sitting on your desk and just thought about the sheer, almost magical coordination it actually took to get it there? I mean, we're so used to just clicking a button and boom, a package shows up on our doorstep 2 days later. We totally take the whole process for granted. But right behind every single item you own is this massive invisible global web. And today, we're pulling back the curtain on that hidden world. We're going to demystify the complex, high-stakes universe of supply chain management and show you exactly how the things you need every day actually make their way to you.
So it really starts with one fundamental question. How does a raw material actually become your finished product? It's super easy to think it just, magically pops out of a factory somewhere, but the reality, it's way more like a massive high-speed relay race that spans the entire globe. We're skipping the heavy textbook jargon today to look at the relatable reality of this incredible process. By the end of this, you are never going to look at a simple product on a store shelf the same way again.
All right, Section 1, the journey of things. Let's get right into it.
To really grasp what's going on here, we have to look at the entire end-to-end scope of how stuff actually moves from the earth to your hands. It's an interconnected network of totally different businesses that somehow have to act like one single entity. Now, the formal definition of supply chain management, or SCM, is the design, planning, execution, and monitoring of activities that turn raw materials into finished products. But, okay, what does that actually mean in the real world? Basically, SCM is the ultimate master system. It brings together procurement, which is just buying the raw materials, with operations, logistics, and marketing. It's the mastermind discipline trying to perfectly match supply with demand, using global logistics to build a competitive infrastructure. The real goal? Creating net value across the entire board.
To make that a bit more tangible, let's break it down into 3 clean steps. This is the physical flow of a product, the end-to-end fulfillment process. Step 1 is sourcing, literally just figuring out where on earth the raw materials and components are coming from. Step 2 is production, where that work-in-process inventory gets transformed into the finished goods. And step 3 is distribution, the logistics to actually move those finished goods from the factory to, well, you. It's a chain of businesses giving the end customer exactly what they need. But as you're about to see, moving the physical stuff is only one piece of the puzzle.
Which brings us to Section 2, the 3 vital flows. See, managing a supply chain isn't just about moving cardboard boxes from point A to point B. It's about optimizing the incredibly complex mechanics operating behind the scenes. At the core of modern commerce, SCM actually encompasses the integrated planning of 3 vital connected flows. First, the flow of materials. That's the physical goods we just talked about. Second, the flow of information. This is the data about demand, inventory levels, and order tracking. It tells the materials where to go. And third, the flow of capital. The actual money moving back through the chain to pay for all of this. If any one of these 3 flows gets blocked, the entire system literally grinds to a halt. You just can't move materials economically without perfectly syncing up the data and the cash. To keep those 3 flows moving flawlessly, companies rely on a few core functions. You've got demand planning, which is basically trying to predict exactly what customers will want before they even know they want it. Then, sourcing and production to actually make the thing. You absolutely need inventory management, so you know exactly what you have on hand at any given second. And finally, logistics, covering storage and transportation. All of these activities have to be integrated perfectly. It is a massive multidisciplinary effort to plan, control, and execute a product's flow in the absolute most economical way possible.
Moving on to Section 3, the hidden human element.
Now here is where things take a really fascinating turn. When we talk about supply chains, we almost always picture automated warehouses, giant shipping containers, and fancy algorithms, right? But we totally miss the human heartbeat driving it all. Traditionally, academic research is hyper-focused on things like building resilience, environmental sustainability, and strict risk management to prevent disruptions. And sure, those are absolutely crucial. But what's vastly underrepresented is the human element. We're talking about the ethical issues of how materials are sourced. We're talking about internal integration, like actually getting human teams to communicate with each other. It's about human capital, talent management, and the crucial need for transparency and visibility across the chain. A supply chain is truly only as strong as the human talent managing it and the ethical frameworks guiding their decisions.
And that brings us to Section 4, the ultimate balancing act.
Because you have all these human beings managing all these different flows across all these departments, naturally you are gonna get friction. There's a built-in dramatic tension and internal tug-of-war in any business operation. Let's look at a classic clash of interests. On one side, you have the sales department. Their absolute worst nightmare is a customer wanting to buy something and being told, "Sorry, out of stock." So sales wants incredibly high inventory. They want warehouses packed to the rafters so they can fulfill every demand instantly. But on the flip side, the warehouse and operations teams are looking at the budget. Storing all that extra stuff costs an absolute fortune, so they desire the lowest inventory possible to drastically cut holding costs. Both departments are literally just trying to do their jobs well, but their goals are in direct structural conflict.
And honestly, this is the grand reveal of what supply chain management actually is at its core. SCM minimizes total costs by specifically resolving these existing conflicts among chain partners. The true goal isn't just buying things cheaply or shipping them fast. It's stepping right into that tug of war between sales wanting endless stock and the warehouse wanting bare shelves and finding that mathematical, logistical sweet spot. It's about successfully coordinating competing interests to create real net value for the whole business. So I want to leave you with this one thought. Every product you buy is a triumph of negotiation and coordination. Next time you grab that cup of coffee or unbox a new gadget, just remember what it actually took to get it there. It wasn't just a physical journey of sourcing and production. It was this intricate dance of balancing materials, data, and capital. It was a massive human effort requiring talent, ethical transparency, and constant conflict resolution between opposing forces. Supply chain management truly is the great invisible balancing act of our modern world. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Next time you click Buy Now, ask yourself who had to compromise to get this into your hands so quickly.